In My Mug, episode 257 on Monday the 14th of October 2013. I am your host Stephen Layton and this is The News. Yellow Pacamara went live as I promised last weekend. The Amazing, the Good, the Amazing and the Ugly pack is also up there. One of the beans in that pack is one of the beans that we're doing today, but the other two will never ever, not going to happen, never to be seen, not on your Nelly, going to appear here. So go on, buy. Seriously, it's a great opportunity to try a coffee of which there's only 240 kilos in the world. So you should definitely dive in and look at that. A new Ethiopian was also added to the site this week, and I'm not sure if it's going to make it here. It's from the same mill as we had last year, Kerbal Kircher, and was very special, very delicious. I know lots of you loved, but I don't think we're going to have enough to do an In My Mug on it. So I said I would let you know. Another opportunity to buy. And another new coffee that's going on the site. This time it's from Carmen and Rafael from El Salvador. You may remember them from such farms as Finca La Fani, Finca Alaska, Finca Secatenio, and this one is called Finca Norija, which is Norway in Spanish. And there is an amazing story behind this coffee. You have to go check it out on the website. It's a beautiful story that touched my heart and warmed my cockles. So you should go buy. And that was the very short but lots of 8 new coffees that won't be in My Mugs news. So now it's time for Focus On. But before I go do that, I want to send out a huge thank you to a lady called Vera. I'm showing you the pictures on the screen now. Vera waited for me during the Berlin Marathon with that sign when I did the run a few weeks ago. I didn't know Vera was going to be there. She didn't let me know and I didn't get to see her. But this nearly made me cry with happiness. So thank you very, very much, Vera, for standing there. Thank you for being very kind. Thank you to your friend who also stood there with you. You both made me a very happy man that I have friends in Berlin. So yeah, it was very cool. And with all that happiness, let's go do Focus On. So last week we spent a huge amount of time on Focus On, and if you didn't see last week's, you have to go back. I have the perfect solution for you. Go back and watch that. But if you're not going to watch that, then I have another solution for you. I promised you a blog post, and I've written one, and it's at the link on the screen. But also at the very bottom of that post is just the talk from Erwin from the Focus On that we did last week. So if you didn't see it, you can go and see that too. Solutions all around. I do encourage you to go and watch it. I found it super interesting. I learnt lots from it, and hopefully you will learn a lot from the Pacamaras too. But I expect you to go do your homework and read my blog post because, yes, that is your Focus On for this week. So go do it. Go. So this week's coffee, as I've already alluded to, is from Limoncillo, and it is a Pacamara. And unlike the natural that we had last week, it's exactly the same varietal, exactly the same farm, but it is the washed one, and it's the red Pacamara from the farm. So I had this idea that I wanted to show you what processing was, and I thought putting them week after week was probably the best way to show you the big differences in there. Now, this is obviously one from Limoncillo, and if you haven't watched episode 253, go back and watch it. Please, go back and watch it. He will tell you, Erwin that is, tell you all about this farm. So go do that. In that, he tells us about that washing is the easiest processing for them to do in Nicaragua because it's what they've always done. And I certainly think it's one of the most consistent cups that they do. It's in the same ballpark year on year. And always kind of around about the same cupping scores too. So they are super consistent at it. But be nice if you get a chance to try it with some of the Elegant from last week. If you have a little bit of that left, kind of try them side by side and just see the differences that processing makes. But any info on the farm, episode 253. Go watch it, 253. I'm going to say that an awful lot. So this coffee is, along with the elegant, is quite often in the same field, maybe even from the same plant, processed on the same day even, but just using the different methods. If you don't know about processing, we have got the processing videos on Has Been. I'll put a link on the screen. Go on, I'll do it. I'll probably forget to put it up. If there's nothing there now, it's because I'm stupid. But yeah, go watch the processing videos and you'll get a better understanding of what I keep harping on about when I'm talking about processing. But let's talk about the numbers. So the farm is Finca Limoncillo. It's owned by Dr. Maresh and the family. The region is Matagalpa. Farm size is 171 hectares, which only 109 is actually planted with coffee. The rest is forest and houses and stuff like that. Altitude of 1200 metres above sea level. Varietal is Pacamara, and this is a washed and sun-dried version. So yeah, we're whizzing through this one because we focused a lot on Nicaragua, and I do promise you this is the last Limoncillo I'm going to do for a little while. May even be the last Nicaragua until next year when the new crops arrive. So enjoy it, because it's going to be a while till we see another one. So now it's time for Roland's daft fact of the week. Pacamaras roast at a slightly lower temperature than other types and require an awful lot more care and attention because of their size. Roland's daft fact of the week. Do not get Roland started on roasting. He will corner you for hours upon hours upon hours. It is definitely his area of interest. So the Wheel of Death is dead. Long live the Wheel of Discovery. It's actually slowly turning back into death with the blackness on it. But Wheel of Discovery is an opportunity for us to go visit a different part of the roastery. Last week we had my office. So my office is removed and replaced with the stovetop pot, which I'm kind of keen to do a brew guide on fairly soon, I think. But anyway, enough of that. Let's spin away. Where it goes, everybody cares because it's lovely. Invention Corner. Oh, I like Invention Corner. So yeah, let's go do that. So, Invention Corner, it's where all our junk lives. So Invention Corner, I bet Chris is going to be there scurrying away. Oh no, he's gone. Oof. So Invention Corner, he just jumped up and scared me. So this is Invention Corner. And what do I mean by Invention Corner? Well, we have kind of stuff like food dehydrators, we've got like little roasters, sample roasters, colour track, we've got different grinders, we even got Soda Stream, get busy with the fizzy. But this is the place where we kind of do lots of little experiments when we've got ideas for things, sig drinks for barista competition. It's also a place where things come to die, so like, you know, Mazas that need repairing, and I've also got a still somewhere, that my still here. Yeah, so yeah, Invention Corner, it's where all the junk lives. Okay, so I'm back. I'm going to dive straight into the espresso. So give that a quick stir. So from smelling it, this is going to be acidic. Very different to last week's one. Boom, and there we go. Lots of lemons. Very bright, very tart. Maybe a bit too much for me for espresso. I'm not a massive acidity. Sorry, excuse me while I just set that going. So now it's time for snozzer in the bowl. It's a snozzer. It's a snozzer. So from the espresso I've tasted lemon, and from this I can smell lemon, but it smells kind of like lemon rind, whereas in there it tastes more kind of lemony and juicy. I hope that carries on going through. Let's go into the milk. Now the sweetness of the milk and that tartness and that pithiness kind of come together in here. Something quite nice. I actually like this. Shock horror, stop the press. I like something in milk, but I actually think it's better than the espresso because the sweetness of the milk just helps calm it down a little bit. really, really works through as well. You get a beautiful coffee taste with that as well. So let's look where we're at here. Just a tiny bit left in, so I'm going to abort. Use my tin mug. It's when I get temper tantrums, temper tantrums, and I can bounce it off the desk. So now here is the biggest difference. So the biggest problem with washed Pacamaras that I've found is that sometimes they can get a bit vegetal. This is completely the opposite end of the scale. It is so clean. Lots of that lemon again that we've got in both of those drinks, but there's a little bit of this kind of like hoppiness coming through, and not your traditional kind of bitter in hops, but I'm thinking more craft ale type hops. So something like Punk IPA, or something like Kernel Citra, kind of Citra hops, or Galaxy, or something like that. That's like really lemony, really bright, but like super drying as well. And there is a real drying to this. Although obviously having a drying liquid is a bit weird, it does dry the mouth a little bit. Not astringently, but like you do with a great hop. And that, for me, is definite winner, for sure. It just works best in brewed. For my palate, I'm sure lots of you will come and tell me on email now that you preferred it espresso and cappuccino, and it's a great coffee. It will work well in many, many ways. So it's now time for the screen grab, and this week's screen grab is sent in by Martin Dimitrov, who I think has been he's worked hard for this one. He earned his t-shirt on this. So you may remember the screen grab where I was giving you all the bird in episode 250. Well, Martin's delved back into the archives and found that last Christmas I was doing exactly the same. So if, like Martin, you can find me giving you the bird at any point, like if I was just happened to be, or I was like, look at this mug here, or you can't use any of those. But I'm amazed at how often I've given you the bird. So I do apologise. I love you all dearly, really, honest. So it is time for me to wrap up. Thank you very much for joining me, as always. And do remember, life is definitely too short for bad coffee.